Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my first ever ranking video. I'm here with Jaiden.
Yep. Hello, and we're doing item and also card ranking.
From Nandy's World. So,
Because Roblox servers are down.
yes, if I come here and I refresh the tab, it's not going to be working.
Yep.
Yep. Oh wait. Oh. It's actually back up. Okay, we're going to be playing that after. Okay, anyways, moving on. So, first item, stopwatch.
Yeah, I don't think much needs to be said here.
Hold up, there's a tier missing here.
I'll make it gray, I guess.
No.
S is already red.
I don't care. Okay, so. Stopwatch.
Alright, that being said.
Stopwatch. Absolutely trash.
I don't think this is much of a question. Like, Dandy is shop exclusive.
You can't really get it very often.
And it only boosts your skill check size. Not frequency, not value, just size, which is probably the least useful skill check part. And that's probably the least useful skill check stat. So pretty easy F tier.
Yeah, F tier. Probably in bottom of F.
Yeah.
Band. Or bandage, as it's called in the game.
I think this is a pretty easy F tier.
Yes.
I mean, anything that heals you is automatically
really good, yeah.
Just automatically S tier.
Alright, chocolate. I'm putting that in C tier. Because
I'd say honestly, I feel like F tier is just like kind of our tier for items that are normally just actually detrimental to have. Because again, keep in mind that you cannot use a stopwatch in your inventory until you're on a machine.
That's true.
Meaning until then, it just wastes space in your inventory.
Yeah, and if you're... Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
And then it doesn't even do anything.
Moving on. Chocolate.
Yeah, it has its uses.
Pretty decent.
I think it definitely has its uses for...
Yeah,
the stamina it gives you isn't too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it has its uses. It'll occasionally have its use.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying C tier. Emergency button.
Eject button, I'd say... Yeah.
I
feel like low B, high C. Because, yeah, I'd say low B.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it's good. And it's not
good,
a dandy
but
item
normally
exclusive, but...
pretty outclassed by most other items.
Yeah.
Because not only the speed for 3 seconds, but the speed can also potentially cause you to run straight into another twisted.
Yeah.
And it's very effective. Getting rid of the slow debuff is very situational.
Yeah, if you're getting chased by V or...
And I mean extremely situational.
Yeah. Which is mainly when you complete a machine and when Finn's on the floor.
Yeah, a machine with Finn's on the floor and a Twisted's right next to your machine. Or if you're being chased by V.
Yeah.
A main character.
Or if you accidentally open a Roger capsule in the wrong spot, but that's your own fault. Or anyways.
Yeah, that's...
Anyways, medkit or first aid kit, or whatever they want to call it in the game.
Also self-explanatory.
Automatic top of S tier. Or everyone grabs these. Unless you're a main, but it does not matter.
If you say that medkits are bad, you're lying.
Yes. Anyways, moving on. Instructions.
I mean, I'd say D tier. Again, normally they're wasting space, but at least they're more useful than stopwatch.
Yeah. Jumper cable. I say a solid B. I would say probably above.
Yeah.
Of the button.
And jumper cable is pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything that automatically completes a bit of a machine is pretty useful.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't use it while you're not on a machine. That's why it's not an A tier.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Otherwise,
yeah. All right. Pop. Automatic.
no.
What?
I'd say high B, I guess. Again,
Yeah.
pretty useful, especially if you're a lower stamina tune, since again, that's going to pretty much regenerate almost half of your stamina right off the bat.
Yeah. All right.
And they're pretty common too.
All right. Bottle of pop. This item just pretty much restores your entire stamina.
It's pretty much, yeah. I'd say high B tier.
I arguably would say a low A. Right, because if you have a high amount of stamina like scraps, it's a really good item.
If you have higher stamina, if you have higher stamina, bottle of pop is definitely good. But don't even bother if you have 1-star stamina. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Smoke bomb.
Honestly, pretty good later on.
Yeah. Especially if you're a slower tune.
Yeah, really good for slower tunes and just generally good later on. And it's probably going to save your life if you get spotted by Pebble.
Yeah. Or Dandy. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't work on Dandy.
Yeah.
So I would say probably, like, top of A.
Yeah, I'd say high, yeah. Top of A. Speed Candy. Now,
Candy.
The community tier list puts this in S tier, and while I don't think it's that absurd, it's still pretty. It can still get you out of some pretty bad situations.
So I say probably.
I know from experience I know from experience. I've had my ass saved by one of these things by a speed candy while being chased by someone as V.
Yes. So I'd say about there is good, right?
Yeah.
Protein bar. Or nutrient.
Now for an uncommon, this is really good.
Yes, this is really good. Just
like
an improved version of the standard.
150%, a 150% boost to stamina regen is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, and it's really.
The problem is that this doesn't do anything about slowing how fast you lose stamina, but it's still pretty good if you can sprint tap Twisteds.
Albeit nothing can really do that, so.
I think like 3-star speed can do that.
No, I meant like no, none can lower your stamina drain.
Yeah, that would be an interesting item idea though. Quell, if you're watching this.
Yeah, go ahead and use that idea for a new item.
Yeah.
So I say I put this at like bottom A.
Yeah. You're gonna be finding a lot of them, and again, for an uncommon, they are pretty good.
Air horn. Now these things are
air horn.
Yeah, pretty situational.
Unless you're a distractor or just really good at the game, these are pretty much just going to be taking up space in your inventory.
Yeah, so I would say probably a D tier.
Yeah, like low D.
Yeah.
Since again, the uses where the times where they're actually useful are very situational. Like you're either a distractor or are just really good at the game.
Or you're trying to get Twisted off your friend.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure really like the only. I wonder what their initial use even was before distracting became a thing.
Probably what I just said, trying to get tunes away from your friends. And
even then, the initial use of the air horn won't get Twisteds to go straight to that location if they're already chasing someone.
Well, yeah, but it makes your stealth go lower. Therefore they're more likely to chase you if you're near them.
Yeah.
Gumballs.
Gumballs.
I put this in like a low.
I'd say low C.
Because Like, I honestly just spam these things on a machine.
Yeah, the boost is negligible, and it's only like, I think 5 seconds.
Yeah, for like a
They are pretty.
5-second
They are
boost.
pretty useful for grind. They are pretty nice for grinding used item mastery on tunes, but otherwise,
yeah, C tier. Yeah.
they're not. They're not gonna. They're not gonna be. They're not gonna mean life or death in most situations.
Skill check candy. Now these things.
Honestly, this depends on your skill check stat, but honestly, I don't think they get much higher than C tier, like mid C tier maybe.
Yeah, because at least they're more reliable on them because literally you get what you want.
Yeah.
But yet again, it can give you skill check size increase or your chance or.
Actually, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure it just increases your skill check chance. Given that skill checks are essentially the meta for extractors.
Yeah, so
actually not terrible.
Yeah, so I'll put it about there. Stealth candy, automatically low.
Yeah, bottom of D.
Yeah, self-explanatory. These things suck ass.
Again, stealth is probably the least important stat to have a temporary boost to.
Yeah.
Like, because again, I don't think it's putting you. Normally, I don't think it's putting you an entire star higher in stealth. And like some people might say, oh, but maybe it can help you go past the distractor once, but otherwise, what's gonna happen then?
Yeah. All right, box of chocolates, automatic S tier.
No, yeah, S tier. Like literally, just like they do pretty much everything the eject button does, but a little bit better, minus the secondary effect of getting rid of the slow debuff.
Yeah, but pretty much does that though, honestly.
Yeah, they're literally just a better eject button, and if they're literally just a better eject button, and if you're playing as Yada, they pretty much completely negate any effect that your 1-star stamina might have.
Yes. Valve. Now these things are pretty good.
This is
automatic.
They are Dandy's shop exclusive.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're an ultra rare, so you're not coming across them too much. But they are essentially one free machine per. Like they are pretty much one free machine.
Yeah, so I put that. At
so this all depends on the machine you use it on.
Yeah.
But otherwise, just like gen.
Yeah, I say like high A for that.
Yeah.
If you can get your hands on it.
Extraction speed.
Extraction speed candy.
I feel like that's like low C because again, skill check is more than meta in this game.
Yeah, I would say about theirs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shawbreaker. Now, this pretty decent.
Bad.
It's bad and good at the same time.
Let you down, but they could also give you a speed boost while you're being chased by Pebble.
Yes. So I say probably the bottom of A.
Bottom of A.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
They're a mixed bag.
Yeah.
If you get lucky, it can genuinely be a lifesaver.
Stamina candy. Now these things...
They're pretty much a weaker protein bar.
Yeah. So, I would say about... I'd say probably here. Like, they're decent, but not the best.
Yeah, just a weaker, somewhat more common protein bar.
Now the Bun.
I haven't used these enough to really know what they do.
Okay, I will explain it to you. They increase your...
I haven't really used to know exactly their full use, but I do know they increase your speed and extraction speed for...
50 seconds.
How long?
50 seconds.
And
it's pretty decent, honestly. It's either 50 or 30, I forgot. But it's really good, though. I think it was by, like, what?
50 seconds?
No, I meant 30 seconds. Hands, I think.
I think it was like...
Hold on, let me just go to the wiki. That would make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 50 seconds for one boost? I think it was like 5 or something, around like 5.
does this thing keep popping up every time I'm in a wiki? Here it is. It is 9 seconds. Oh,
Yeah.
5 seconds. Yeah. Plus 50% extraction speed, plus 25% speed, movement speed.
And they can only normally be dropped by Coco.
Or if you're lucky, you can get it from when
Yeah,
the cards
there's also
are
there's also the off chance you can get it through the item cards, and I'm pretty sure Gigi's ability
gambling.
too.
Yeah, Gigi's gambling.
But otherwise, for how exclusive it is, I don't think it really does too much.
Yeah. I
Like,
say
it's nice. Like, I
probably.
mean, it's a nice thing to have if you have a Coco in your party. If you have a Coco on your team, but otherwise, it's really not worth using.
Yeah,
Like, it's
so
really not worth. Like, it's not gonna really save your run.
yeah, so high C.
Yeah, like otherwise, it's way too exclusive to justify it being too useful.
Yeah, so that's our that's our ranking on this.
Our ranking.
Yes. Now, moving on to the good old Dandy's World card tier list.
Hard tier list. First, let's see what people think about the cards.
Yep. So we got all the. Oh my god.
Oh god, those are tiny.
Hold on.
And also, each card is used twice. Like, each card, including the duplicates, are used.
Okay, that's better. All right.
There we go.
So let's see. What's the community ranking?
Yeah, what does the community think?
There is none.
The community does not have an opinion.
Okay. So then let's make our own opinion. Oh. Okay. Let's just go straight to.
This one doesn't
F.
have a D tier.
Okay, time out a D tier.
That's new.
I don't feel like I'm not changing the color. I don't care. All right, first thing up, suppression. Automatic A tier.
Yeah.
Or because this thing,
Yeah,
like it says,
pretty useful pretty nice for distractors.
Yeah, halves the amount of their speed boost that they get during panic mode. It's really good.
We don't exactly know the speed boost Twisteds get,
but we estimate about 10%, and without suppression.
Yeah, that might be a huge underestimate though. I don't know.
No, that seems about right. Avaricious and Covacious is very good.
The item rare cards, really good cards. I'd say like high A tier. I'd say like low A tier.
Yeah, because like you want to use up the one-time cards first.
Really, you want to use up those those like single cards first because those tend to be the really good buffs.
Tech savvy.
Except for one, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, Tech savvy, which is not that one. Automatic S tier, making all machines at the latest 20 seconds
makes everyone
faster.
It helps everyone. The distractor has to distract for less times on one floor, which again doesn't do too much, but it's still nice for the distractor to have to do. It's still less work for the distractor. The extractors also obviously have less work.
Yeah.
Just like floors go by a lot faster.
Electrician decreases chance of blackouts.
If you see this card, pick it.
Yes, I'm saying top of A, because it's a little bit cursed, not to give you a blackout.
At least
right
to us, it is at least a bit cursed to us.
Yeah, but it's still a really good card. Spark plug,
Really
automatic
useful.
S tier.
Yeah, this one's really nice for distractors.
Yeah, because it allows you to see more.
Since I'm pretty sure since there aren't any distractor since there aren't any tunes used for distracting that are also
Illuminate.
illuminators, it is kind of nice to have some extra light to see.
Yeah. All right, Frugal. 10%
This is
discount on
this
candy
is the
shop.
card we were talking about.
D tier.
Again, you'll get more than enough tapes as you play through the game.
Yeah.
It is you're not Dandy is not going to be selling so many. Like Dandy is not going to be selling a medkit every single shop.
I wish. Decency.
Yeah.
Automatic B tier because
I mean,
adds
pretty
5 seconds.
nice for slower tunes.
Yeah.
And
Decency and
again,
patience. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, decency and etiquette. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's etiquette.
Pretty
Yeah.
nice for slower tunes, and it's also nice since later game. Since later game, of course, there's Astro and V's floor, and some of the, and I'm pretty sure there is one warehouse layout that's also pretty big. So it's nice for slower tunes, and
Yeah.
also the fact that there's those floors.
Well paced, and training or whatever the other one was.
I think endurance.
Yeah, it's endurance. Yeah, increases the max stamina of all tunes by 10%. By 10, which
So at
increases to
most 20%.
Yeah, a plus 10.
At most 20 extra stamina for everyone in the team.
Yeah, which is a good B tier because
That's nice.
Rehearsal decreases tune active ability cooldown by 5 seconds.
Very much depends on your team composition.
Yeah, so a C tier it really depends on your team.
Very much dependent on your team composition. If everyone has passives, it's literally useless.
Yeah.
But if everyone has an active ability, then it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. Lost and Found F tier. Because
again,
it's a random item.
It's rare.
But it's a random item.
But it's a random item, yes, it could be a band or a med, but at the same time, it's much more likely to just be something completely useless, like a stealth candy.
Yeah. First aid. I say it's a good B tier.
Again, depends on when you're getting it.
Yeah.
Do not waste your heal card.
Yes, do not waste your heal cards.
Just because one of your 8 team members is damaged, doesn't mean you need to pick first aid.
Penny Pincher.
If your entire team is at 1 HP, then it might be a good time to pick a heal card.
Penny Pincher, D tier, because just in case you have anyone who can use tapes for their ability, like Sprout,
that's also.
Tegan, or
that is a fair. Yeah, it's nice for Sprouts, Tegans, and Blot, which are the only tunes that use tapes for their abilities yet so far.
Yeah. Otherwise, automatic bottom of F.
Otherwise, definitely, again, pretty much useless.
Yeah.
Especially later game when you're already gonna have like 600 tapes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our ranking on the cards.
Yep. A lot shorter since there's less cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still a very fair assessment. And I did see one on YouTube. Do not trust that one. They do not know what they're talking about because they thought Tech Savvy was bad, which it's not. So
Tech Savvy is, again, it's not bad. It's just like Tech Savvy is not bad. Like, again, it's not directly helping your distractor. Like, again, I'd still say suppression, if you have a distractor, is still a pretty good go-to, even above Tech Savvy.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a distractor, suppression should be your go-to if you see it.
But if not, really not.
If you don't, then Tech Savvy is your go-to.
That's why I put it in A tier.
And since we don't normally play with a distractor in mind, normally Tech Savvy is one of our more go-to picks.
Same as Sparkplug, yes.
Yep.
So that was our picks. Hope you all enjoyed it. That was 25 minutes. So hope you all enjoyed.